Guys, for 20 years as a Liverpool fan, all I heard was Liverpool's broke. You can't afford anybody. You don't have the pull. Big players don't want to join Liverpool. You don't have, you can't attract players like Man United or Chelsea can. And then we finally get to a point where we can attract the best talent in the world, the most expensive players in the world. And now it's an issue. All hell breaks loose. Look, guys, before I continue anything, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below on what you think about Liverpool's summer and everything that's going to happen in the next probably month, right? But going back to what I just said, Liverpool were broke for many years as a Liverpool fan. All right, these are the first times in my recent history as a Liverpool fan that we actually spending money, that I can actually see us making money. We took the time, when FSG took over Liverpool, we didn't have the money. All right, we were broke. We focused on building out our stadium, improving our stadium, building the AXA training center, and now the money is finally flowing in, right? Champions League spots, Champions League finishes, winning the Premier League, winning different trophies. We're finally in a position now where we're sustainably making money. So now let's spend the money. Right? People talk about, oh, why didn't we spend anything when Klopp was there? The infrastructure was not there to spend the money. All right, but now it is. And now that it's here, the big question is, oh, what are we gonna do with the Isak transfer? Now, personally, first of all, guys, let's take some time out to actually think about what's happening to Liverpool and what's going to happen to Liverpool in the next couple weeks. The tragic passing of Diogo Jota, obviously. We know Chiesa's leaving the club. We know Nunez is leaving the club. And we know, who am I missing? One other player's leaving our club. Maybe Diaz leaving our club. Maybe. We don't know yet. So that would only leave us with, in terms of forward attacking options, Salah, Wirtz, Ekitike, who just signed, and Gakpo. Like, those are our forwards in terms of, but Wirtz is more of a 10, right? So we only have really 3 forwards. We don't have any backups yet or any kind of rotations to kind of work with. That's where Isak would make sense. And people are saying, oh, how will he fit? You know, is he going to be able to work together with Ekitike and kind of having big 2 9s? I kind of see it as Ekitike and Isak are guys that they can play the 9, but they can also occupy spaces on the left, right? So you can play with both of them in kind of a 4-2-3-1 formation. You can bring them into the middle, kind of keep Salah out wide. We have different options. Use Frimpong to overlap, bring Salah inside, keep Ekitike out wide. We can do a number of different things, right? And also people have to realize we're playing 50, 60 games a season. Right, these guys have to be rotated. They have to be rested. We've never seen Ekitike kind of play 50, 60 games a season, right? So we don't know if he's capable of that yet. Isak, injury issues in the past. We don't want to play him 50, 60 games a season, right? So there's going to be rotations. There's going to be rest. And Arne Slot said that he wants 2 players fighting for every position, right? Obviously, I don't anticipate that we're going to spend 69 million or 79 on Ekitike and then spend 130, 150 or whatever on Isak, and either of them will be on the bench. I don't see that happening to either of them. So they're going to play. But what's the problem, guys? We watched Man City spend all the money in the world. We watched Chelsea spend all the money in the world. We've watched Man United spend all the money in the world. We've watched Arsenal spend money. We've even watched Spurs spend money. But the moment Liverpool wants to spend money, and look, as a Liverpool fan, I'm loving this period that we're in, right? I know people were thinking, all these signings, what could it do to the chemistry of the team? I don't think it's the biggest deal, right? Because one thing about Slot he's brought in the most key kind of attacking piece in our team, Wirtz, early. Got him embedded into the team. I've seen all the clips. It feels like he's been at our club for years, right? He's just that good of a player that he just feels like he's been in the club for years. Ekitike is now will have a full, probably almost a month before the Premier League season starts to kind of embed himself into the team. Frimpong and Kirkes have already embedded themselves into the team. So it's not like we're signing. And also, guys, I don't anticipate us starting the first game of the season with Frimpong, Kirkes, Ekitike, Isak, Wirtz, 5 new players in the starting lineup, the first game of the week. Of the season, right? I think it's going to be blended in. Maybe Bradley starts. Maybe Robertson starts a game. Maybe even Wirtz doesn't even start. Like, who knows what's going to happen, but I don't think it's going to be, all the guys we just signed, put him in match week 1. I don't think it's going to be like that. All right, but I do know that Arne Slot has a plan. He's not just signing players because we have money and he's supposed to sign whoever and bring him in. It's not going to be like that. All right, I still think we need probably another left-sided forward if the Isak transfer doesn't happen. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Because this is a weird time for him to kind of say this, right? I feel like he should have said this last week, and everybody could have ended up winning, right? Isak comes to Liverpool, and Ekitike goes to Newcastle, but now it kind of sounds like Newcastle are screwed, and they've been getting screwed throughout the season, the summer transfer window. Trafford, goalkeeper, they couldn't get him. Mbuemo, they couldn't get him. Obviously, Ekitike, they couldn't get him. Guehi, they're probably not going to get him, right? I'm probably missing there's so many players that they wanted that they can't get. So this is probably the worst summer window for a Champions League club. Just having no kind of player that they want, except for Elanga, come in. Right, but I don't care about Newcastle. That's their business, right? They can do whatever they want. But for Liverpool, this is a great moment for us because we're strengthening after winning the league. I think when we won the league the last time, Klopp didn't really strengthen the squad. He didn't bring in guys that you could see them kind of pushing the starters and fighting for a starting spot, right? It was kind of the same team the next season, right? So I like what Arne Slot is doing, and I like that he's challenging. Nobody can be comfortable. Also, he didn't bring these guys in, so he has no reason to be loyal to them. I don't know, that sounds kind of bad, but he has no reason to be loyal to these guys. He didn't pick them, right? Szoboszlai, I like him, but the end product in so many games last season was not there. That's something that Wirtz kind of has a mastery over. I don't want to say mastery because it sounds like hyperbole, but he's strong in that area of the pitch, right? Szoboszlai has to earn his spot in the lineup. Nothing is just earned. Nothing is just given in this club anymore, right? The days of Henderson, Wijnaldum, and Fabinho playing every single game and nobody challenging them those days are gone. And I like that. We're gonna see what's gonna happen with the center back. What happens with the left winger? Salah's going to AFCON. I think AFCON is AFCON. So who's gonna fill in for Salah there? We don't know yet. Maybe Frimpong, and then Bradley can play, right? So. This is a good time for Liverpool fans. I don't want to hear. I'm not even listening to it. When rival fans are talking about PSR, this. Look at what Liverpool has kind of built in the last 5 years. They've put themselves in a position to be able to afford all these players, right? And we still haven't mentioned the outgoings. Nunez, 50 to 70, whatever million pounds, euros, whatever it's going to be, is going to be around that range. Diaz, 70 to 100, somewhere around that range, right? Chiesa might be cheap, but right there, you've already made 150 to 170 to whatever range, right? That's already paid for Isak. So, guys, I'm excited. I'm interested to see how the 5 new kind of guys that we're going to sign or possibly sign are going to play together. Right, because I think that's the intention. The intention is to play Frimpong, Kerkez, Isak, Ekitike, and Wirtz. And I keep saying Isak like he's a done deal or whatever, but where can he go realistically, right? I mentioned this a little bit earlier when I talked about Ekitike's transfer. Bayern can't sign him. No Serie A club can sign him. La Liga clubs, Barca can't sign him. Madrid are so cheap at this point. Like, they have so much money, but they're so cheap. They only want guys for free. So I don't even know if they've had the issue of left wingers, striker. Why would you bring Isak and just kind of create more problems, right? Put Mbappe on the right, put Rodrigo on the right, or Vini on the right. It's not gonna work. So Arsenal already have Gyökeres. Chelsea maybe, but it's looking bleak for him in terms of options in Europe. It's looking like only Liverpool can really sign him. And that's the club that he wants to go to the most, right? After dunking on us all for multiple seasons, he finally wants to join us. Stop dunking on us every single freaking game. But it is what it is. Well, I'm excited. Let's see what the next couple of weeks brings. My gut feeling is Isak doesn't even move because they're not gonna let him go to Liverpool. It's such a gut punch. It's such you're gonna feel like you just got sunned by Liverpool. So I don't think it's gonna happen. So we'll see what happens with him. Maybe he stays another season, and just is his mentality going to be there? What's it going to be like around the Newcastle camp? I don't know, and I really don't care. I don't care what happens in Newcastle, but if he wants to come, I will welcome him with open arms. But guys, what do you think? What do you think about Liverpool spending? Which actually isn't that crazy. Let's point that out. It's actually not that crazy. Yes, Verts is a British transfer record, but Gravenberch was under 40 million. McAllister was under 40 million. Salah is years ago. Alisson, Van Dijk years ago. Konate, I can't remember the fee, but maybe it was around 50, 60. Frimpong was 29, around there. Kirkes was obviously like 50, but these aren't overly expensive players. So it's not like we've been splurging money for years, and now we're finally like, oh, okay, we've been kind of steadily building our squad, and now we're splurging a little bit more money. And we're splurging on 2 players for the most part. Everyone's not gonna cost over 100 million. If Malik Fofana comes in, around 50, 60 million, right? With the Lyon's relegation, it might even be cheaper than that. So, actually, are Lyon still relegated? I have to check on that, but for now, I think last time I saw Lyon, they were relegated, but we'll see what happens with that. Tactically, I'm excited to see how we line up, and I'm just excited to see attacking football in my club. I saw it last season, but I'm going to see it increase, taking up another level. So let me know what you guys think about Liverpool's transfer business. Let me know what you guys think about what Arne Slot's kind of building, and can they actually win the league again next season? We'll see. See you guys. Bye.